What is really stopping you from getting started on social media? What is really stopping you from starting your own business? What is really stopping you from deciding to change your life and actually sticking to it? Well, what I believe is stopping you, because it stopped me, is the fact of you are waiting for people's approval. You're waiting to get approval from your mom. You're waiting to get approval from your dad. You're waiting to get approval from your friends. And you are doing that because you don't want to feel like you are left alone. You do not want to do this by yourself. Well, the good news is that you don't have to do it by yourself. The bad news is you're not going to do it with the people that you actually want to do it with. So, your friends, your family, and maybe even sometimes your spouse. You are not going to always have that luxury of having the support from those people that you love. And so many people will get discouraged and think that the opportunity that they are pursuing or the business that they are starting is not for them because they are not getting the support that they desire to get from those that they love. Really, truth be told, what I've come to understand is that my family is not going to understand the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing until I do it. My friends are not going to understand the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing until I do it. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but me. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but you. And what you have to do is you have to get out of the space where you're looking for approval or validation, or you're looking to have someone co-sign to say, yeah, man, I think you should really do that. You know, Even if you go ask Jeff Bezos, if you go ask Steve Jobs is dead now, but if you were to ask Steve Jobs, if you go to ask anyone who is successful in any type of area, whether it's relationships, whether it's finances, whether it is their job, they will tell you that they had to come to a conclusion that they were just going to do it. They were going to figure it out. They were going to focus on it. And they didn't necessarily get the support that they actually wanted from those that they loved and those that they care about. And that's okay, because they don't have to understand it for you to go do it. So I want you to take from this video that you do not need approval from anyone to go out there and change your circumstances in your life. You do not need validation from anyone to go out there and make a difference. We spend so much time, and I know I've done this, but so many people spend so much time trying to prove to people why what they're doing is a good idea, why what they're doing is a great opportunity. And really, truth be told, your job is not to make them believe that it's a good opportunity. Your job is not to make them believe that it's a great idea. Your job is only to tell them. And even if you really think about it, if you go read the Bible and read Jesus' story, Jesus told many people who he was. He's the Son of the living God. And many people rejected him. And those that were for him, they heard what he said and they took it to heart and they made changes. Some people heard what he said and they were like, oh, well, that sounds good, but I like doing what I'm doing. And it's not your job to make people believe in you. It's not your job to make people see that whatever opportunity that you have that could be for them is for them. They are smart enough to know if it is for them and if it is not for them. If it's not for them, that's great because you don't waste your time with them. If it is for them, then you will, continue to go down that path. And really, truth be told, even some people that say that it is for them, when they determine how much work is actually required, they're just going to weed themselves out. And there's a story in the Bible about that. It's about the seed and the sower. Some seed fell on good ground. Some seed fell on rocky ground. Some seed fell around the thorns. Some seed, was actually on good ground and it multiplied. Some was 20, or some was 30, some was 60, some was 100. The whole thing is, it's not your job to determine how much the seed is multiplied by. You are just the sower. And one of the greatest things that I love about that story is that it said the sower kept sowing the seed. The sower kept sowing the seed. Keep sowing the seed. Keep telling people about what it is that you do. Keep going to those events. Keep reading those books. Keep getting yourself in a state and getting yourself in an arena, in an environment where you can be elevated and become a better version of, or really become the version of yourself that you want to become. All right. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If so, make sure you leave it a like, and I'll catch you in the next video.